think that's the problem with a lot of pop stars and a lot of people in this industry is people are telling you.
Who is Justin Bieber really addressing with his recent posts? And why do his comments about the music industry feel more like a personal message than just random thoughts? Many fans believe it's not just general frustration. They think he's calling out Benny Blanco. With both Selena Gomez and Benny releasing new music, online theories are spreading fast. Some believe the lyrics in their songs are quiet digs at Justin, and now people think Justin's reaction is a warning, his way of telling Benny to back off. Justin didn't mention anyone by name, but the emotion behind his words was obvious. He admitted he was still hurting from a past relationship and struggling with forgiveness. That honest moment came not long after Benny Blanco released his latest album, an album that, for Justin, felt a little too personal. The timing and the content hit hard, especially since Selena was involved. Listening to his ex and a former friend sing about moving on and healing wasn't just awkward, it felt like a betrayal. It wasn't just music for Justin, it was a reminder of memories he'd rather forget. According to In Touch Weekly, Justin felt more than just hurt. He felt blindsided. A source claimed that Benny completely cut him out of his life, especially after getting close to Selena. For Justin, this wasn't only about love, it was about loyalty. Someone he used to trust had crossed a line, and then, to make things worse, there were the public jabs. Justin reportedly felt that if he had acted the way Selena and Benny were acting online, people would have slammed him, but somehow they got away with it. Then came the album I Said I Love You First, a project between Selena and Benny that mixed different genres and stirred instant controversy. Fans broke down every line, every tone, searching for signs aimed at Justin. And it didn't take long before the online buzz turned into solid speculation. One song stood out, How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten? The lyrics were sharp. You're so embarrassing. Go cry when no one's watching. To some, it was just a sad breakup track. But for fans aware of the long history between these three, it felt like a direct shot. Justin didn't reply with a diss track. Instead, he began posting quiet but emotional messages on social media. One day he wrote, I got anger issues too, but I want to grow, sharing a photo of himself with his head down in a hoodie. He posted a childhood photo, then an image of shipping containers, followed by what looked like a picture of his son, Jack Blues. His captions weren't just random, they were emotional. In one, he admitted, Sometimes I hate myself. When I feel myself becoming inauthentic, when I change to please people. These posts weren't just for his followers, they were like personal journal entries made public. Earlier that same week, he posted something even more revealing. We have nothing to prove today. Nothing is owed to us, and we don't owe anyone anything. These weren't just quotes, they were quiet reminders to himself, maybe attempts to find peace in the middle of all the noise. Fans and people close to Justin have been worried about him. The emotional weight from the past and the new wave of pain from Selena's project seemed to be hitting him hard. And it was noticeable, not just in what he said, but also in what he avoided saying. His relationship with the media, already tense, started to break down further. In one tense moment with reporters, things turned awkward when someone brought up Selena's album. Justin didn't hide his frustration. Don't ask me about her again, he said sharply. This wasn't just setting a boundary. It was him putting up a wall. He wasn't trying to create drama. He just wanted the pain to stop. For years, the public had turned his heartbreak into entertainment. He was finally done playing along. Meanwhile, Selena offered a different point of view. During an interview with Spotify just before the album's release, she talked directly about the rumors. Anytime I release anything, she said carefully, people are going to interpret it however they want, but this album isn't about what everyone thinks it is. Sitting next to Benny, she explained that the songs came from both of their lives, not just one past relationship. She said the music was about friendships, growing up, and dealing with change. I've lost people, she said, and I've gained new ones. This album is about our stories. Still, no matter how clearly she explained it, the talk didn't stop. Maybe it was the lyrics, maybe it was the long public history, but people couldn't let go of the idea that some of the songs were about Justin. After all, Justin and Selena weren't just any celebrity couple, they were the couple, followed by millions, discussed endlessly online, and linked together in both love and heartbreak for years. Their story wasn't just personal, it had become part of pop culture. What makes things even more complicated is Justin's past friendship with Benny Blanco. Before the drama, before the album, and before Selena and Benny's relationship, Justin and Benny were friends and collaborators. Benny had even praised Justin publicly, calling him brave for being honest about his struggles. "He's not one of those fake pop stars," Benny once said. "He's real." That kind of respect once built a strong friendship. But now, it feels like that bond is completely broken. And fans are left wondering, how did it all fall apart? To really understand what tore Justin and Benny apart, we need to go back to where it all started. Not the studios or business deals, but Selena Gomez. She wasn't just someone Justin dated. Their relationship defined much of his early life. From young crushes to red carpet appearances, their love unfolded in public. It was too intense to last and too meaningful to forget. Their romance wasn't just tabloid material. It shaped their music, their image, and their emotional growth. It all began in 2009, when Justin, still new to fame, called Selena his celebrity crush. Their bond started as a quiet friendship, but by 2011, they were officially a couple. They made their red carpet debut at the Vanity Fair Oscars party. In 2015, Justin told Complex, "We were so in love, nothing else mattered." He even described their relationship as something that felt like marriage. When asked who he wrote certain songs for, he gave vague answers, but everyone could tell who he meant. Their chemistry was real and very public. Selena once said she saw herself as his big sister, protective of him. She called him talented and misunderstood, and she often avoided talking about their relationship to protect it. But life in the spotlight was too heavy. Every photo, every breakup, every vague tweet made headlines. Behind the fame were two young people simply trying to figure things out. By 2012, the pressure broke them. They ended things after nearly 2 years. It was messy and complicated. Trust issues came into play. Though they tried to patch things up with surprise appearances and nostalgic posts, their story became one of almosts. Almost healing, almost back together, almost forever. Justin held onto the past through his songs. Tracks like Sorry, Ghost, and All That Matters carried clear emotional weight. Fans studied every word, looking for signs of where his heart was. Selena did the same. Her song, The Heart Wants What It Wants, was about Justin. He called it beautiful, but admitted it was hard to listen to. Despite all the pain, Selena continued to show quiet support. Even when she knew she couldn't go back, she never spoke harshly about him. By 2015, things were changing. Justin was seen with Hailey Baldwin. Selena briefly dated DJ Zedd. The headlines moved on, but the emotional impact lingered. When asked again about Justin and their past, Selena seemed tired. "I'm exhausted," she said in an interview. "I can't do it anymore." She wasn't bitter, just finished. "I care about his well-being, but I'm done talking about him." Even if Selena stepped back, the world didn't. As she tried to move forward, Justin seemed stuck. He clung to memories, to songs, and to the people who once mattered, including Benny Blanco. In the early days, Benny and Justin shared a strong creative connection. They worked on personal songs like Lonely and bonded over their openness. Benny even praised Justin in interviews, saying he was one of the few honest people in pop. For Justin, that kind of loyalty mattered, especially in an industry full of shallow relationships. But that loyalty slowly faded. There was no big blow-up, just a quiet shift. It started when Benny began spending more time with Selena. At first, Justin didn't say much, but behind the scenes, he noticed the distance. The messages stopped. The support disappeared. And when Benny and Selena revealed their relationship, it hit hard. Their engagement in December 2024 felt like the final break. Justin didn't comment, he didn't congratulate them, he just disappeared from their world, unfollowing Benny, Drake, The Weeknd, and others. It was his silent way of saying, "I'm out. I've tried to move on, but you won't let me." A source told In Touch Weekly that Justin had tried multiple times to make peace, but he felt like they kept pulling him back into the drama. It wasn't just about an old romance anymore, it was about protecting himself from people who refused to let old wounds close. And now, Benny, someone Justin once called a friend, was engaged to the woman who represented some of Justin's most painful years, not just as a creative partner, but as her future husband. Then came the album I Said I Love You First. It wasn't just music, it was a statement. Bold, raw, and deeply personal. Critics loved it, fans couldn't get enough. And Justin, he took it to heart. This wasn't just a collection of songs, it felt like confirmation that everyone had moved on without him. To the public, the album sparked immediate buzz. Fans filled social media with theories. Was Selena getting quiet revenge? Were the lyrics coded messages? Was Benny now helping rewrite the story? One where Justin was no longer the center, but just a footnote? Even Taylor Swift jumped in. After a break from the spotlight, she returned to Instagram to praise the album, tagging both Selena and Benny. "I love this album so much," she wrote. Her approval gave the project even more attention. If Taylor was on board, it meant something. Suddenly, this wasn't just another Selena album. It felt bigger, more intentional, more revealing. Selena and Benny showed up on The Tonight Show, laughing and sharing inside jokes. It was light and fun, but fans read between the lines. The message seemed clear. We're happy. We've moved on. We don't owe anyone an explanation. Benny's online posts added to that picture. Cooking for Selena, sharing sweet moments, joking around. He was the partner fans now rooted for. "I love him for her," one fan commented. The same people who once wanted Selena back with Justin were now cheering for Benny. He was viewed as the better fit, calmer, safer, more stable. And Justin? He was slowly being erased from his own story. In a Billboard interview, Benny looked at Selena and said, "Your energy, your thought process, it's changed people. It's powerful." His words were full of respect, and Selena looked peaceful beside him, more secure than she had in years. On Jay Shet's podcast, she opened up even more. "When Benny looks at me, I don't think he sees anything but who I am," she said. "That's rare. I never had that before." She called him her best friend. She said he made her feel safe. And when she added, "It feels right," people believed her. It didn't feel like she was trying to convince herself this time. Later, when Selena and Benny sat down with Rolling Stone's Lisa Paul, they pulled back the curtain completely. They explained that the album wasn't just a set of songs, it was an emotional journal, a true story told in harmony. Selena said this was the most vulnerable she'd ever felt in a studio. "I hadn't felt this excited about music in so long," she admitted. "I had to pull over the car because I was so happy." For her, it wasn't just joy, it was release. Benny, sitting beside her, just smiled. He'd known this was coming. "If it's making both of us happy," he said, "then maybe it'll make a few others happy too." But this wasn't just about fans, it was personal. Music became therapy. Selena said she had felt lost, unsure of what to create next. But something changed when she worked with Benny. She used words like comfortable, organic, and safe. It was trust. It was healing. And that healing turned into music that blurred the line between poetry and pain. "These songs are just personal," Selena said. "They're not manufactured." And that's why people connected to them so strongly. They didn't feel like strategy, they felt real. Even when Selena said the songs weren't about Justin, the public didn't let go of the theory. The lyrics felt too raw to ignore. Selena tried to clarify, saying, "Some songs are actually about friendships. Not everything is romantic." But fans didn't buy it. Lines like, "You said you were sorry and go cry when no one's watching," felt specific. Too specific. Many thought it was about Justin. They didn't care what she said. It was about what she sounded like she meant. As fans dissected "I Said I Love You First," one song stood out. "How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten?" The title alone shook social media. Selena didn't name anyone, but the tone was impossible to miss. With lyrics like, "You're so embarrassing, go cry when no one's watching," listeners felt she was pointing straight at Justin and his emotional past. Another song added fuel. "You walked in, big ass grin, talking like we're friends. Honey, what were you thinking?" Instantly, fans recalled public events where Selena and Justin had crossed paths, awkward smiles, tight greetings. Suddenly, old red carpet moments resurfaced like reopened wounds. Then came the lyric, "Look at you, just look at you now." Fans immediately linked it to her 2020 track, "Look at Her Now," believed to be about her recovery post-Justin. The symmetry was striking. It felt like Selena was writing her closure in real time. She confirmed the album's intimacy with a post to Benny. "Thank you for being my own personal journal through this process. These songs represent our past, present, and future. I can't wait to experience more of it with you." It was clear this wasn't about the past anymore. But just as people started settling into the emotions of the music, another name popped back into the mix: Hailey Bieber. The speculation didn't stop. Was this album a coded goodbye to Justin? His reaction said more than any press statement. He unfollowed Benny, Drake, The Weeknd. He wiped his social media. No mentions of Selena, no congratulations. Nothing. Not even anger, just distance. For years, Justin had been the guy who tweeted raw feelings, who clapped back when pushed. But this time, he stayed silent. And that silence said everything. His refusal to speak on the album, on Benny, on Selena, wasn't indifference, it was fatigue. He was done being a headline. He wasn't angry at the songs. He was hurt by what they symbolized, that he was no longer part of the story, that his role, once central, was now a footnote. He hadn't just lost a relationship, he'd been replaced. And yet, he never spoke badly about Selena or Benny. The younger Justin might have blown up, this one didn't. He chose quiet, not because he didn't care, but because caring out loud had only brought him pain before. Selena, for her part, seemed calm. She wasn't defensive, wasn't angry, she wasn't trying to prove anything, she was just content. "The album is about past and present," she said. "About love, yes, but also about letting go." And Benny? He didn't need to explain anything. His presence, on stage, in interviews, in their shared jokes, did all the talking. He wasn't trying to erase anyone. He was just showing up, fully in the space Selena had made for him. To fans, this whole story isn't just about music or a new relationship. It's about what's left behind when a love that once defined your public image quietly fades. It's about how someone can still matter even when they're no longer around. So, was I said I love you first about Justin? Maybe not directly, maybe not even on purpose. But when the past leaves a mark that deep, anything honest will sound like a memory. For Justin, this album wasn't just art, it was a mirror. And what he saw hurt. That's the story. Not about drama or revenge, but about how hard it is to move on, especially when the world won't let you forget.